guys.
Hello, welcome back to another lesson. This one is space exploration. From future is now week 16.
So is space exploration exciting? Do you think it's very important, and do you think it's something that you have fun of it?
Okay, so just watch this video and wait for the end. Okay, so you might think it's boring and nothing's happening, but wait till the end, and then you can make your mind up on whether space exploration is exciting or not. Okay, welcome back. So as you realize, there are a lot of dangers in space exploration. Like, it is exciting, you want to learn more things, but it is dangerous to go outside of space. Okay, so that is what we will be learning today about space exploration, to be able to explain evolution of space technology and give examples of their application in real life from collected information and following various data, information, and events in daily life, and choose to receive and utilize the data and information appropriately for learning together with speaking, writing, to express their own feelings about various matters around them and various activities, as well as provide brief justifications.
Okay, let's see the vocabulary. The first one, outer space. So it's the Earth without the gravity. It's out.
So the plane can only fly within Earth's atmosphere, but if it goes into outer space, then it will never come back because there's no gravity in outer space. Okay. So second is launch. So launch is a verb. So you launch a satellite, which means you throw it up in the air, and then the satellite catches orbit. Okay, so to launch is to lift off.
Okay, then number 3, a satellite. A satellite. So that's something that human being constructed to put on the outer space. When a satellite, you can, because of satellite, you have GPS, you have internet, and many other functions, also like to see the weather forecast and all these things.
So next is a Voyager. So a Voyager and satellite are very similar. So a Voyager is also a man-made robot that goes into outer space, and it collects data from outside space. Okay. So right now there is a Voyager on Mars, and that is collecting all information from Mars and sending it to NASA.
And then the last one, a mission. A mission. So that's something, a goal to accomplish or something to do with a specific details. So here you see just a dark screen. And what do you see here?
Okay, so try to think about it. There's a reason this image is there. And try to see the lights. And can you see anything in particular? Okay, so think about it.
So that's us, that's home.
Okay, so that little dot there is actually the Earth. And the reason this image is important is because this is the first spaceship that has been sent by NASA into outer space, and it has gone outside our solar system. So if you look at the next image, you can see the Voyager is outside the solar system. It is outside Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and from there it has taken the picture. And that region is called the interstellar space. Okay, so if you see the movie Interstellar, they go towards a black hole. So here as well, the Voyager is now going outside our solar system. that is why the picture is very, very important.
The first human on the moon. So see the video how they went on the moon and made the first step on it.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Take shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. I believe it, Charlie. It's raining, John. Look at it go, would you, Charlie? You got all your steering to get straight. Oh, this is going to be some kind of different ride. Hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity, hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along. 1 ignition. Fly away, Houston. Vector good. We're burning flat. Roger. Looks good, flight. Nice shot, flight. Roger. Stand by for splashdown. Recovery, America, stable water, the crew is gone.
So welcome back. We hope you liked the video. Before we were able to send the men on the moon, there were a lot of events that occurred. So Russia and USA were trying very hard to explore space. So Russia launched Sputnik 1 on October 4th, 1957, and this was the first aircraft that went to space.
And then we had Laika, the first animal in space. So on October 3rd, 1957, the Russians sent a dog named Laika into space in Sputnik number 2.
Okay, so you had Sputnik number 1, and this was Sputnik number 2 with the dog. And then in 1958, the USA launched Explorer 1, and this was the first spaceship from America that went into space.
In the same year, birth of NASA, the most famous space company. So it was in October 28, 1958, the National Aeronautic and Space Administration, NASA, was successfully created.
And then the Russians were able to send a human in space. So on April 12th, 1961, Yuri was the first man who went into space. So they actually sent Laika the dog first before they sent a human.
And then Man on the Moon. So on July the 24th, 1969, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong land on the moon with Apollo 11.
So before the Apollo 11, there were about 10 missions of Apollo, where it went out into space to collect data, and finally they were able to put men on the moon.
And the first space shuttle, so on July 14, 1988. First space shuttle on July 14th, 1981. The first space shuttle Columbia lands in Edwards.
So in all the other cases, they were spaceships that went into space, but this was a proper shuttle. So think of it like an aeroplane that goes into space and then comes back and lands on Earth.
And the spacecraft orbits the Sun. So on April 17, 1990, the first spacecraft Ulysses was launched and orbited the Sun. So it went all around the Sun.
Okay, and the orbit is very important because spaceships have limited capacity, so they don't have enough petrol. So you give the spaceship petrol and push it towards a planet, or in this case the Sun, and then finally the gravity of the Sun pulls the object and makes it go round in the orbit. Okay, so this was the first time that we were able to send a spaceship in the gravity of the Sun.
And then the International Space Station looks like a satellite, but it's different. So on January 29th, 1998, the first International Space Station with the cooperation of 16 countries, including US, was launched. So the space station, it's different than the satellite. Space station, it's where astronauts live there to work on space.
So on June 5th, 2000, IMAGE, a space satellite was launched, and it was actually able to collect data on weather in space. Okay? So usually we just have satellites which tell you temperature and climate on Earth, but this one was programmed to get more data of the climate outside of space.
Okay, so other video. So open your notebook and watch this video from the NASA.
Hera is going to show us things no one's ever seen before. This ESA mission will be humanity's first ever spacecraft to visit a double asteroid, Didymos. This asteroid is typical of the thousands that pose an impact risk to our planet. Imagine a mountain in the sky with another rock about the size of the Great Pyramid swinging around it. That's Didymos. And just the seemingly tiny moon would be big enough to destroy a city if it were to collide with the Earth. But we're going to find out if it's possible to deflect it. This is going to be really, really hard. Aiming at a 160-meter wide target across millions of kilometers of void. Could we stop an asteroid hitting planet Earth? The dinosaurs couldn't, but we humans have the benefit of knowledge and science on our side. Hera is led by a multinational team of scientists and engineers, humanity's makers and doers. Right now, all we have is many years of research and theories, but Hera will revolutionize our understanding of asteroids and how to protect ourselves from them. First, NASA will slam its DART spacecraft into the smaller asteroid at more than 6 kilometers a second. Then ESA comes in. Hera will map the impact crater left by DART and measure the asteroid's mass. Knowing this mass is key to determining what's inside and knowing for certain whether we would be able to deflect it. Next come our briefcase-sized CubeSats. If you think of Hera like an aeroplane, then CubeSats will operate more like drones. able to take more risks, flying closer to the asteroid, carrying state-of-the-art science instruments. Eventually, touching down. The scale of this experiment is huge. One day these results could be crucial for saving our planet. Hero's up-close observations after DART's impact will help prove whether asteroids can be deflected, prove whether this is an effective planetary defense technique, so that if an asteroid ever poses a real threat to Earth, we'll be ready.
So welcome back. So here we have a few space agencies, or these are, you can say, companies set up by countries and the governments for space exploration. Okay, so you can take a notebook again and write down notes on some of the most important space agencies.
And have a look if Elon Musk is also in this agency.
Okay, welcome back. So we finally come down to our thinking tool. So the thinking tool this time is a diagram of space evolution or evolution of space technology. And here we have shown you a few important dates. You can also look back in the video and write down important dates of yourself. Okay, so when do you think the first dog was launched? When do you think the first satellite from USA and Russia were launched? So make a note of all of those, and you can make your own timeline as well.
So which was the first satellite in space? Try to see what you learned before. And what is the name of the US space exploration program?
And finally, in 1969, who was the first person to land on the moon? Okay, so we gave you two names. So just think of one name, and that is your reflective tool for today.
So as always, write the vocabulary from the lesson in English and try to find the meaning in Thai on your notebook.
And finally, take notes down for the timeline, and you have to make a diagram, which is the evolution of space technology on an A4 size paper.
Okay, see you for the next lesson. Bye bye.